see some of them. Ah, got them niggas. K-Dot, you good? You good?
Yeah, blood, I'm good. Dang, you good?
Hey, say something. Hey, these niggas kill my brother.
Oh, I just got chills. I just got chills. Y'all want to listen to this album? I'm all for it. Why am I acting like this and I done heard it so many times? Hey, Cholito, this was beautiful. All right, I never thought I would see this in like an animated light, and I loved it. I really enjoyed it. What's good, y'all? So in this video, I'm gonna react to Good Kid, M.A.A.d City, the whole story. Okay, so this is by a page that I have never reacted to before, but I've seen plenty of times. What is this man's name? Cholito. Um, and I'm pretty sure that this is going over each song and each story, and it's not like a review of the album. I didn't react to this album, but I have heard it front to back, like, not gonna lie, like 7 times. So I just didn't, unless people want to see like my thoughts on each song and we listen to it together type of thing, then I'll do it. But um I usually try to react to things where even if I've heard a few songs off of it, but I didn't listen to it in full and try to, sometimes when you listen to an album, there's a whole story that goes along with it. So um if that was the case, then I usually react to it. But Good Kid, M.A.A.d City, and To Pimp a Butterfly, I've heard multiple times, from start to finish. So just, didn't choose to do those. By the way, I have a Patreon. Link will be in the description. I'm taking requests. It's like, I don't know, I put it at $3, something like that. So it's nothing crazy. Um, I will also have the Kendrick's second Grammy I already reacted to it. I just have to like put it up there. His second Grammy performance, the one where he had like Dave Chappelle, the one where he was doing the damn album. Um that performance will be up tomorrow. That reaction. So yeah, we just gonna get into it. By the way, I reacted to good kid in the Big Steppers, bitch. Mr. Morale in the Big Steppers. Um a couple days ago. So if you're interested in that, go check that out. But yeah, let's just see what he's talking about.
How this is Kendrick's greatest album. Kendrick
What, y'all
Lamar's
think
Good
so?
Kid, M.A.A.d City is more than just a bunch of random songs. No, it tells the story on how Kendrick became the success he is today by
Oh, I'm really fucking with the animation already. He should do this for each one. I'll watch them all because I feel like this is about to be fire. Um, but y'all think that's his best album? Y'all let me know which album you think is Kendrick's best.
battling his inner demons, trauma, and how in just one single day, Kendrick would be faced with the hardest choice of his life. So, what does it mean to be a good kid in a mad city? The album starts with a prayer.
Lord God, I come to you a sinner, and I humbly repent for my sins.
Now this is no doubt the most important line of the entire album, and somehow it's the first thing we hear. A rather interesting way to start since it gives us.
I'm so sorry. I'm not. This is a reaction, okay? So I can't just sit here and let him talk the whole time. But what I'm gathering from that is that they're apologizing. It's like foreshadowing almost. That they're apologizing or repenting because of the things that they're about to do or the things that they did. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's giving. Because as you listen to the album, I mean, specifically in The Art of Peer Pressure, um, M.A.A.d City, there's some stories or there's some things that happened in there that weren't the best things, So
Of remorse and repentance, but who are these people and what are they praying for? That's when you start getting the sense of something not being right.
the eerie, yeah.
An important sound that represents a key figure in this album, a girl that would change the whole trajectory of everything to come after, Shireen. The song kicks off at this house party in Compton where a young 17-year-old Kendrick meets this girl, Sherane.
I met her at this house party on El Segundo in Central. She had the credentials of strippers in Atlanta. Said
She's captivating. It's beyond anything he's felt before. But this girl, Sherane, becomes a huge temptation for Kendrick. The way that he describes her, all rough and focusing on her physicality, shows the youthful impulsiveness that drives so many of his decisions in this album. This is where the concept of choice starts to take place. We learned in the song that Shireen is affiliated with gang in her family.
Her favorite cousin Demetrius is a reputable family history of gang banging did make me skeptical.
He's able to acknowledge these red flags, but still chooses to pursue her anyways.
I think that's like a lot of, people that are lust driven, like they cannot see past this. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think it's so, I'm not trying to demean nobody, but I feel like that's something people need to work on, because I feel like I said this in I think my Mr. Morale Island Big Steppers reaction is that when you are letting that lead everything, y'all are attaching yourselves to like terrible people, like the people that treat other people wrong and are just nasty and all of that. I don't understand. Because they're attractive, like that's all it takes for you to accept somebody in your like a terrible person in your like life, or something else that's shallow because they have money, they can do whatever. I don't know. I think that's insane.
By his lust. So when the opportunity presents itself for Kendrick to go over, he doesn't hesitate to take his mom's van and drive straight to her house.
Mom, I'm finna use the van real quick. Be back 15 minutes.
And I'm thinking about that.
Not him. It sounded really.
Or maybe what position's next. 2 blocks away, 250 feet and 6 steps from where she
And she
But as
tried to.
Kendrick inches closer and closer to Shireen,
Pulled up, a smile on my face, and then I see 2 niggas, 2 black hoodies. I froze as my phone rang.
the track here suddenly stops. A very simple story. Boy meets girl, girl becomes a problem, and consequences begin. But after this point, you're left wondering, what just happened? Are these two hooded people involved with Shireen? Was this all a plot towards Kendrick? Even considering Kendrick's mom refers to Shireen as a hood rat in the ending skit of the song.
Kendrick, where you at? Damn, sitting here waiting on my van. You told me you was gonna be back in 15 minutes. You on your way or what? I hope you ain't out there messing with them damn hood rats out there, especially that crazy ass girl Sherane.
As the album progresses, you're able to see that Shireen, aka Master Splinter's daughter, is sort of a starting point for Kendrick to confront his own identity. Who is Kendrick? Who does Kendrick want to become? It represents a crossroads where the wrong choice can lead to horrible outcomes. So who is Kendrick going to choose to be after this just happened? Vibe is the second and most favorable song off the album and introduces us to a new version of Kendrick. No longer K-Dot, the young boy from Compton, but Kendrick as he is from the release of this album. In the song, Kendrick talks to different people, with each perspective being able to help us understand his message a little better. First, having a conversation with God, talking to him as a sinner.
I am a sinner who's probably gonna sin again. Lord, forgive
Taking the
me.
time to rant to
I'll
God
sing
about
it for you.
how he doesn't like where rap is going, telling him that his music is meant to send a message of love and courage, but others just use it to get famous.
I got copyrighted. I can feel the people
Here
wait, hold on.
seeking guidance from God as he navigates his new fame. This can also be interpreted as Kendrick having a conversation with two sides of himself. One side is super confident. This side of him feels inspired and believes that he can reach great heights in his career.
On two
But
different
then
axes.
there's the other side that feels unsure and weighted down by everything that comes with being famous.
And not feeling we
Two
love.
voices going back and
Y'all,
forth.
I know the song. I just need to see where we're at so I can get the flow. But it's happening really fast.
The song. Then there's Kendrick talking directly to you, the listener. He's trying
Oh my God, is it still sped up? My fault. Shit.
to stay focused on what's important to him, but people around him are just messing with his vibe, distracting him. The song basically saying, leave me alone, let me do my thing without any of this bad energy. All three of these are valid points and can be used to interpret the song better. And even though this song has no significance to the actual narrative of the album, its solo story is able to capture where Kendrick's mind is at from writing this album. But what does all of that have to do with this?
K-Dot, get in the car before we finna roll out. I got a pack of blacks and a beat CD. Get your freestyles ready.
Backseat Freestyle is the third song off the album, and you can immediately tell the
Martin had a
disconnect from the
dream.
last previous tracks. While those two were focused more on explaining something to you through this sort of calmer beat, Backseat Freestyle jumps right off the bat with this more aggressive tone. And it's easy to know why, since we know
I will say this is a timeless album. Timeless. every Kendrick, you know what I haven't reacted to? I reacted to Section 80 as well because I never heard that one. I heard some songs off of it, but I heard like 4 songs off of it. So everything else. So that's also on the page. GNX, obviously, but I reacted to that when it came out. Yeah. I was about to say something. And I forgot.
Rapping here.
Hey, I'm never living life confined. It's a failure, even if I'm blind. I
Is it because he's with his friends?
What we wear, how to sell your game right on time.
Putting us back in the eyes of that younger Kendrick from the first track. But the last we heard of him, he was caught up with Sherane and these 2 hooded people. So what happened? Remember, this story isn't linear. As a matter of fact, this song is one of the first events that happened throughout the day, with Kendrick getting stopped a couple hours later. The story in this song isn't anything crazy like some of the songs coming up, but it's this sort of click that puts everything into motion. Right off the bat, you can immediately tell that this song is just Kendrick freestyling
Is there a baby in the
car.
back?
And that's it. But what is interesting about it is that it's able to help us understand how we're supposed to view this younger version of Kendrick. Because we learn, 1, he's easily influenced when he's around his friends, focused on power, money, and women.
All my life I want money and power.
Is 2, extremely young, talking about what he does.
I pray my get big as the Eiffel Tower,
So I can fuck the world for 72 hours.
3
Goddamn, my
is
God.
scared all the time. Let's take a pause here and try to learn who exactly is in this car.
That
because
baby.
these are Kendrick's friends.
And a
while
baby.
it's not important to identify who each person is, it is important to know how big of an impact they have on this kid. So if Kendrick doesn't think about change in what's coming next, these friends will be the reason that his life is about to take the biggest U-turn you've ever seen in your entire life.
Oh my God, this song is so slept on. I don't hear nobody talk about it as much as they need to. This was one of my favorite songs. I was like 15 playing the art of motherfucking peer pressure. Because I'll say something that I am very proud of. Like they said, he is easily influenced. I am the complete opposite. You not influencing me to do a damn thing, for real. For real, anything I do, I want to do, period. You feel me? I'm in some situations where this shit was in my face. Didn't, nope. Mm-mm. I'm good. You gotta have a strong mind. That's key, okay? That's key. You really have, that's why I said something about even like lust. That's no, what? You gotta really have the like the mental capacity to think about every outcome that can come from this and weigh your pros and cons of what results you could get, and then make decisions. But I'm not impulsive. I'm impulsive when I'm mad. I'll say that I'm impulsive when I'm mad. When I'm not mad, no, I'm impulsive. I've had some run-ins with the people. Anyways.
The art
But
of
that was
peer
all
pressure-
me. That was all me. Ain't nobody pressure me to do shit. I just lost my mind a little bit. You feel me? Love it.
really starts pushing the needle forward compared to other songs prior. So what's going on here? The song is an immediate
Smoking on the
continuation of
finest
Backseat
dope, aye,
Freestyle
aye, aye.
and Possible. He really is just a good kid. But the second he decides to step into that car,
Russian it quick to laugh about it later. Aye. Lately I'm a peacemaker, but I'm with the homies right now.
so as Kendrick continues
One
to drive
day
around
it's
the
gonna
city,
burn
the
you
more
out.
and more his friends want to do. Now, keep in mind that he's been in this car doing his beyond explaining.
Me and my niggas 4 deep in a white Toyota, a quarter tank of gas, one doing orange soda.
They meet some
Set the
girls, they get
picture.
interrogated
Yes.
by rebel gangs, just trying to cause as much trouble as they can. But at some point during this ride, someone passes Kendrick a blunt. Again, Kendrick does not want to do this. He has no idea what's in it, who gave it to him, but it doesn't matter, right? Right?
The shenanigans. What's the shenanigans?
Well, we'll get to that later. After driving around for what seemed like hours, they end up in front of a house. And Kendrick already knows what's about to happen. He is not about to break into that house. Think of the consequences. Think of your mom. Consequences? Look at us. Everyone's already going in. If we don't go, imagine how bad everyone's gonna see us. The risk isn't worth it.
And that's
Look
what
at
I'm
him.
saying.
He's
Fuck them niggas. Cause if they want you to do some shit where you can go to jail, they ain't your friends. On God. On God.
He's not like them. One wrong move could ruin everything. Okay, but one good move can make him a legend in the streets. Think about it. You're making this a big deal when no one's even home. No, you know what? There's no way in a million years we're going in there, especially to break in. And that's final.
I hit the back window in search of any Nintendo DVDs, plasma screen TVs in the trunk.
But
We
then,
made it right.
as predicted, the worst happens.
Left, but we just circled.
Hey, there's somebody in this room. Wait, what? There's somebody in this room.
Panicking, they sprint back to their car and
With
speed
a baby.
off. They have to escape these cops as fast as possible.
We made a right, they made a left, they made a right, they made a left. But they made a right, they made a left, they made a right, then another right.
Stupid.
One lucky night with the homies.
The song is really about this persona Kendrick has been building for himself from each of these tracks, and really is a battle between the angel who wants to make it out of Compton and the devil saying to fit in since this is how his life is supposed to turn out. But his friends keep weighing him down. Whatever they do, he feels pressured to do the same, which then turns into this constant cycle of trouble, which bleeds exactly into what happens right after.
Now you faded up.
Yeah, we finally got that faded.
He on now.
I think he hit the wrong blunt though.
Alright, here's the plan, love. Kick back as an alibi. Wait till the sun go down, roll out, drop K-Dot off at his mama's van. Cause I know he's trying to fuck on Sherane tonight. And y'all gonna meet back at the block at about 10:30.
I'm getting it.
Get the motherfucker. Come on, we finna get at that.
I almost got mad. Me and my niggas trying to get it, you bitch.
Money Trees is the most listened song on the album, and for good reason. If you, the
Fire.
listener, are looking at this song for the first time, what do you think of? Do you think of a tall, humongous tree filled with a bunch of money? Maybe a metaphor for a wealthy person? Or could it mean something completely different? After Kendrick got dropped off at his mom's van, he decides to drive back home. But as he drives back, he starts to think a bit. Think about where his life is going. So as he's driving, he's thinking about his past, thinking
Is he,
about
like,
his
fantasizing?
future, thinking about money. So far, every passing moment, the house break-in was about stealing valuable things.
Hit that house, like, tell me, is you with it, you bitch? From 9 to 5, I know it's vacant, you bitch.
Come
The rapping in
on.
the car was about how rich he wants to become.
Me and my niggas tryna get it, you bitch. Yeah, bitch. Then freeze that verse when we see dollar signs.
Everything is revolved around getting $1. As Kendrick is doing all of these horrible things, he's thinking about this dream of living the rapper's life with the money and the cars.
Dreams of living life like rappers do. Like rappers do, like rappers.
But then he remembers where he's from, so he's willing to do anything to get that check. He then starts to think about how he's gonna be able to have the most beautiful wife when he makes it, saying that everything in his life could be going horribly wrong. But if he just had some money, all of the issues in the entire world would magically disappear because he would have complete and utter power over everything and everyone, making his life perfect.
And isn't it crazy how I just like listened to Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, and obviously clearly that's not, true. I think that's what people think. Until they get the money, and then certain issues are solved, and then dealing with self is still there. All of that trauma is still there. But yeah, you could see just the growth by each album. Oh, it's just fire.
From a piece of paper. But at the same time, Kendrick knows that what he's doing is wrong and unethical. So now he can pick the good or the bad. The good obviously being don't steal, and the bad doing risky things to get money quickly. In his heart, there's one side of him that wants to start doing the right thing, which he calls hallelujah, and another part that just wants the lust of money and excitement, which he calls Halle Berry. Each side trying to pull him into a different direction, but then a realization. How is money viewed? Sure, money can get you the girl,
Like
but
as a
Kendrick
devil
wants
or something?
real love. So now he's just looking at her as a distraction. the mountain of life. People will take their backpacks full of necessities and their morals, you know, things they love, but it's a lot of stuff, so it's heavy. So it's crazy what people are willing to do to get up the mountain faster, dropping stuff from their backpacks more and more just to get to the top first. So when you get up there, you forget why you even climbed up here in the first place. Does Kendrick want that? So far, Kendrick has been kinda immature, but this is showing an awakening to what he can finally do to change. So this is it. After seeing Sherane later, his life is about to completely change. He can actually make it out of Compton. All of these trials and tribulations for Kendrick to wake up and finally realize he can make it out. Oh, wait. Poetic Justice is seen as one of those songs on every album about love. So this is a love story between Kendrick and Sherane, right? Well, not exactly. First, Poetic Justice is used as a literary device, being this sort of special tool that writers use to make their stories more interesting and lifelike. So when you see a phrase like Poetic Justice, think about someone who's always been too busy for love and just pushes away anyone who's ever cared about them. But then one day they fall deeply in love with someone else, but they end up being too
because of what happened in the movie? Is that what we're speaking about? I'm trying to, the dynamic that Janet Jackson and Tupac had in the movie. I forgot that Lucky and I don't know.
For them, that person finally gets what it's like and realizes they need a change. Poetic Justice takes place right after the events of the first song, where we saw Kendrick meet Sherane and fall in love with her. But what I didn't mention is that Kendrick meeting Sherane to the drive to her house take place months apart from each other, and there's a bunch of crucial information in those months that we need to break down. So from that first
his research, he did his he probably did research, but intently listen to these songs. I'm here for it. Good for you.
We can see that Kendrick likes Sherane, but the thing is that he doesn't just like Sherane, he likes Sherane.
I recognize your fragrance. Hold up.
Ain't she a hoe?
So every passing moment he's thinking about her, wanting her, but he starts seeing that something is kind of off about her because she's always with the wrong crowd and she likes him one day and the other completely ignores him. Turns out Sherane has been sneaking around with other dudes, and the dude she messes around with in this song is, not important.
Your natural hair and your soft skin and your big and that sundress.
Except Kendrick likes this. He likes the chase. How complicated their relationship is really has him thinking that she really wants him. So he starts doing everything he can to start to understand her and get as close to her as possible, becoming friends with her friends, acting cool, but nothing seems to work. Time passes and she eventually gives in, and Kendrick and Sherane start talking more and more every day. But it's extremely clear that she's only using him for one thing. So here we are, sitting on the curb with her, looking as beautiful as ever. And Kendrick starts telling her about this dream he has about true love. He talks about how love should be more than just, taking the skin boat to Tuna Town. It should have a more deeper emotional connection. And if they actually fell in love, Kendrick would be able to protect her and save her from this situation that she's in. Sherane, looking at Kendrick, confused. She tells him she's not looking for anything that serious. So she tells him no, but they can still smash pissers whenever. And you know what Kendrick says to this? After everything he's done trying to find true love with this girl. Okay. You know what's really good about this song is that it's placed right smack in the middle. So at this point, you're able to get familiar with everyone and how they would act. We already know Shireen is bad because she led Kendrick to these two guys a couple songs back. So the whole time you're thinking, well, duh, Kendrick doesn't want to be with this girl, she's bad. But Kendrick doesn't know that. All he knows is that he met this girl at a party and he really likes her. Every song
I'm confused. With Poetic Justice, it obviously wasn't Drake. But they're saying that Drake the the other guy in the the embodiment of the other men in her life. This is only one I'm kind of confused about. I didn't want to rewind because it's a long video. So I don't know.
Building up, showing us every fumble Kendrick has taken so that he can learn. Because if we compare Kendrick a couple of months ago at the party, only seeing Sherane as someone he can...
is obviously he's like young here, but like I don't know the ins and outs of his and Whitney's relationship, but it seemed like she's like good girl and everything, and like the cheating and stuff like that. It's just like really unfortunate because it seemed like when he had like a hoe, he was more like fixated on it. It's very interesting dynamic.
To now, you can see how much he's changing. So us, as the listener, are forced to see Kendrick do the wrong thing, knowing that he would eventually change.
I wonder
Kinda.
what Sherane be thinking now. And then where your grandma stay and where your mama stay, and where your daddy stay. As a matter of fact, get out the van, huh? Get out the car before I snatch you out that motherfucking. Did they really put him in the house? Oh my god. This song is also slept. Oh my gosh. Art of Peer Pressure and Good Kid. I actually did a Good Kid, the song lyric breakdown. Um, cause and just to think he was like 22 when this came out, 23, 25. That's insane. That's insane. And then I reacted to the Heart Part 3 because I never heard that before. I reacted to that about 2-3 months ago or a month ago. I don't remember. But that was like the leading into this, and man, that was a great heart part. That's what I'm gonna say. I have to react to the first and second one, um, and Overly Dedicated because I've never heard that one. I've only heard Ignorance is Bliss off of that. I'm pretty sure, but
It is interesting because a lot of people like to group it with its other half song, Mad
Mad
City.
City. No,
Now,
Good
these
Kid
two
is
songs aren't here to capture how Kendrick feels or acts, but it's really about what the city of Compton has done to him. Wait, I'm sorry. What the heck just happened? Kendrick just got threatened by these two men and the song just glosses over that? This is possibly the worst situation Kendrick could ever be in right now. This can ruin his future, his relationships. What can he do? Exactly. What can he do? Good Kid sees him stuck. Everyone's left him alone, and he's left with no other option but to think, having his whole life play out in his mind. And every time he replays it, all he can think to himself is how in every situation he's tried his best and be good. Sure, he's had his stumbles, but he was truly ready to change now. So what's happening? What is he missing? Maybe he's gone too far with his friends. Maybe it was Sherane. Heck, it could have been himself. Looking around, knowing that no 17-year-old should ever be in this situation. Ever since he was young, he's felt trapped in the walls of his own mind, as if the walls are slowly closing in and there's nothing that he can do to stop it. That's why he's so scared and anxious all the time. Kendrick again has a flashback on walking home from Bible study one day. All seems good and calm for once, and then some dudes spot him and assume that he's part of a rival gang. They don't ask questions, they immediately see him as a threat. He knows that even though he's not involved in stuff like this, he can be attacked for just being at the wrong place at the wrong time. The chorus also acts as a reflection of the chaos in the city, calling it a mass hallucination and ill education, meaning that people are caught in this shared illusion and broken way of thinking, where violence, fear, and hate just seem normal. If we look at the album cover, it perfectly sums up what I'm talking about. We see a baby Kendrick surrounded by guns and alcohol, violence. This is all Kendrick's ever known. Again, coming back to reality. Kendrick, now helpless and powerless, just sits there for hours. The room's so quiet, all you can hear is his own heartbeat. Seeing nothing that can help, he sits there and he prays. Prays that if he's able to get out of this situation, he knows that it will be meant to be. Everything he's been going through is there to make him stronger. If he can escape this house, he can show the world that staying a good kid can actually pay off. Then the song stops. No explanation, no skit, nothing.
Brace yourself, I take you on a trip down memory lane. This is not a rapper, I'm slinking.
Okay, other half of Good Kid, we just saved Kendrick. Oh my gosh. Mad City is the most intensifying song, as it blew everyone away the first time they listened to it. But the way that it comes in with this ferocity is not just for show.
And,
It's probably one of the most important parts of this entire album, which is super crucial to know later. We'll get to it. So what is happening? I know a lot of information just hit your brain, so let's do a little recap. Kendrick goes to see Sherane. Sherane purposely set him up to get interrogated by these two guys. They locked him up, and Kendrick's friends just came to save his life. That means that Kendrick's prayer to God is now in full effect. So did God send my friends? Did Shireen really set me up? So many thoughts start rushing into his head.
And he talks about the whole Shireen thing in the Heart Part 3. It's all ooh.
It's getting crazier and crazier, thinking about why he needs to get out of this city. Comparing it to a war zone in Pakistan where people keep dying and how somehow it's normal for you to keep a gun on you at all times. Kendrick being only 9 years old and watching someone get shot for the first time. That moment switching his mindset forever. The more and more Kendrick thinks, the worse his thoughts get. If you listen closely, you can hear Kendrick's voice break down at the brink of tears the further we get into the song.
Yeah.
Ugly waving your hand out the window, check yourself. Now throw your head in that noose. You wind up dead on the news.
It's almost like he can't take it anymore. Why is this happening to him? There's a specific phrase in this song that explains it better than I ever could.
Bend down.
Where you from?
Who you know? Where you from? Where your grandma stay, huh?
It almost sounds like what those guys said to Kendrick earlier.
I'm gonna tell you where I'm from, okay? You gonna tell me where you from, okay? Or where your grandma stay.
But why is it here? And why is it so distorted and low? Well, the answer to that is actually extremely simple.
Wake your punk, suck. It ain't nothing but a Compton thing. Chill.
If we go back all the way to the Art of Peer Pressure, you guys, that Kendrick took a blunt with a bit of some of that powdered sugar, remember? So the true effects of that blunt haven't started hitting him until he started running for his life in the beginning. Probably why he was able to outrun those guys, huh? So this entire first section of the song with Kendrick talking insane and going crazy was him hallucinating in the car as him and his friends were driving away. He can't get over how crazy his life is. Did you not see what just happened to him? It was insane. He gets serious and tells us that no matter how bad he makes his story seem about Compton, no one will ever understand what it was like to be a kid going through this, because it was bad. Worse than I can ever explain it. And that's the message between these two songs. No matter how many times Kendrick is influenced to go out with his friends or be with Shireen, the city as a whole can destroy him as a person. So Kendrick tweaking in the back eventually makes his friends park the car. There's a pretty good distance away from the house, so I think it's a good time for Swimming Pools is the 9th song on this album, and it's funny how a lot of people view this as a club song telling people to drink and party, but that couldn't be farther from the truth. First, what exactly is swimming pools? Well, a swimming pool being a place of fun and jumping in the water, but here imagine a swimming pool being made entirely of liquor and addicted people are jumping in. This song steps away from everything and focuses on how Kendrick just promised himself he wouldn't get involved in stuff like this. If he can escape this house, he can show the world that staying a good kid can actually pay off. Telling his friends about last time they told him to drink. Picture this, Kendrick is at a party, everyone is drinking, the vibes are exciting, and then boom. You can see that people are drinking to escape their sadness, others just doing it to be accepted by their friends. So Kendrick at this party is, of course, not a drinker, but he stands there, watching, observing, seeing what everyone is doing. When all of a sudden his friends end up right next to him, all extremely drunk, pushing him to drink with them. But after some persistent no's, he ends up giving in because someone called him a pussy. See, now that's where you cross the line. So he starts drinking with them, and shot after shot, the room gets darker and louder, drinking more and more to keep up with his friends. Then comes a crucial point. Kendrick hears a voice, the voice of his conscience, warning him about the dangers of drinking too much.
Okay.
Open your mind up and listen to Kendrick. I'm your conscience. If you're not human, then you will be history, Kendrick.
For that 1 second, he realizes what he's been doing, since he knows that drowning too much in this poison can lead to a crazy addiction and ruin his life. But Kendrick's already gone too far. He starts mentioning having a new appetite for failure, meaning that he's starting to expect the worst in his life. And this feeling just grows stronger over time, saying,
Make an excuse that your relief is in the bottom of a bottle, and the green is in leaf.
We go back to Kendrick explaining this to his friends, but they aren't listening. They still think that he's shooken up after what happened to him earlier. And so fueled by rage, the only thing on their minds from all of this is revenge. How can we get back at those people who did this to him? They can't let this slide. They have to end those guys' life. Without a second thought, they jump back in their car and they go back. Kendrick, not wanting to go, tries to become the voice of reason, but they just keep going faster and faster. Even though these two have nothing to do with it, they feel it's necessary to protect him here. And we know that Kendrick is changing, but even him being on this car going back is the single most important part of this
But
album.
just when I thought I had enough,
They stopped to hum me out over a bitch. We gonna do the same old shit. I'm gonna pop a few shots. They gonna run opposite way. Fall right in the lap.
And I hope that bitch that set him up out there, we gonna pop that bitch too.
Wait, hold up. Hey, I see something. Got them niggas. Get out, you good? You good?
Yeah, blood, I'm good. Dad, you good?
Hey,
Say something.
hey, these niggas kill my brother.
Oh shit. I just got chills. I just got chills. I just got chills. Y'all want to listen to this album? I'm all for it. I'm all for it, bro. Oh shit.
Is changing, but
Why
even
am
him
I acting like this and I done heard it so many times? It being animated is a whole different thing, and then him putting it in it's in order as well. Oh,
on this car going back is the single most important part of this
but
album.
just when I thought I had enough,
They stopped to hum me out over a bitch. We gonna do the same old shit. I'm gonna pop a few shots. They gonna run opposite way. Fall right in the lap.
And I hope that bitch that set him up out there, we gonna pop that bitch too.
Wait, hold up. Hey, I see something. Got them niggas. Get out, you good? You good?
Yeah, blood, I'm good. Dad, you good? Say something.
Hey, these niggas kill my brother.
and this song also is one of my favorite Kendrick Lamar songs all time. I don't care what you say. I wish I could listen to it for the first time. That shit had me captivated. I was engrossed like I was watching the best film of my life. Every part of it, that song is perfection. Shut the fuck up.
Sing About Me, I'm Dying of Thirst is the most important song. Throughout this album, there's been this overarching story taking place about love and violence, and Sing About Me, I'm Dying of Thirst serves as that climax that a lot of stories have, that is meant to completely motivate the character just for a chance of making a difference. So why? Why is this song specifically so important? Well, this song is cut up into two parts. First, Sing About Me and I'm Dying of Thirst, which we'll find out the meaning of later. Throughout the album, we've been following Kendrick and his group of friends, and unfortunately, we just saw one of Kendrick's closest friends pass away after trying to get revenge for him earlier. Now, this song isn't revolved around that friend, who we later learned is named Dave, but is focused on Dave's brother, who I'm calling DB, and how he reacts to finding out what happened. DB just saw his brother die right in front of him, but time goes on and we see him thanking Kendrick, thanking him for always showing so much love to Dave. Even in Dave's dying moments, Kendrick held him, making him feel safe. Even though in this moment he's completely helpless, just the being there meant so much to DB. We go back to a specific day where it's just Kendrick and DB alone, sitting, thinking about life, and for the first time in forever, they have a genuine talk, putting Kendrick in this high pedestal since he has this huge passion to make it out of Compton, because for him, it was all lost when he was just a kid, telling him about how much he loves his raps and prays that one day when he makes it big, he'll tell their story, shedding light to all those other kids going
Oh, whew. what's crazy is I reacted to Section 80. Um, and the second verse of Sing About Me was about a woman who was a prostitute that ended up, her life was taken, unfortunately. Um, and just the fact that everything like ties into each other, that he took a story that he told on Section 80 and then talked about the interaction that he had with the girl's sister. And oh, bro, I don't give a fuck. Goat, goat. And if you want to argue the goat, then greatest rapper alive. Period.
The same situation, making sure that his memory is never forgotten. So fueled by rage, he can't get over his brother's death. It's the same nightmare every night, so he goes for vengeance. But one slip up ended his life. But Kendrick here, fulfilling his wish to sing about me, ending his verse with the final words, am I worth it?
Right now, man. Like, we right here. Relax. Killed the only brother, man. All right, just come back. I'm back. So what we gonna do, man? What we gonna do? Bruh, we can go back right now, man. We can go back right now.
I'm tired of this. I'm tired of fucking running. I'm tired of this. My brother, homie.
I am tired of running. Song after song, it's been issue after issue, problem after problem. They're tired of running, they're tired of hunting, they're tired of living this life of crime, chasing these empty goals. They just watched their friend die and just want to find a way to stop all this madness. Kendrick and his friends start to reflect, saying,
How many sins? I lost count.
they've sinned too much and the Reaper is calling. Death is always close by and feel like there's no escape. So how are they
This is
all going to...
literally no way to fucking live. It's no way for, I don't care any age, but especially a child. A child? I know I have had some very traumatic things happen in my adult years. I'll be real. Okay. So I don't know what the fuck happened. After I turned 18, everything just went to oh, Jesus Christ. Bro. Just, I'm not gonna lie. I was in situations where mofos tried to, mofos tried to take me off of this planet a couple times, bro. It's not funny. It's really not funny, but it is what it is. But just saying, like, and I know how that has affected me as a grown person, and how like shaken up I get, and how angry and how I react to stuff and everything. For a child to grow up and see stuff no child should see, and be scared about stuff no child should be having to even worry about. Forget it. Like, being like in a position where maybe your parents can't afford certain things, or you're worried about food and stuff like that, that's bad enough. But to add on another layer of all of these extra, if your parent is going to go to jail, if you um somebody is going to die that's close to you, that's too much, bro. And then mofos don't understand why kids acting out, or can't focus in school and everything, but their lives are mm, mm, mm. And then mofos always got some shit to say. Always got some shit to say. Oh, Jesus Christ.
change. It's a cycle of violence, greed, temptation, repentance that keeps pulling them in. But breaking free from that cycle is an uphill battle. But then the most unexpected but beautiful thing happens.
I'm tired of this. I'm tired of young running. Come talk to me. My brother, homie. Is that what I think that is? I know that's not what I think that is. Why are you so angry? See, you young men are dying of thirst. Do you know what that means? That means you need water, holy water. You need to be baptized with the Spirit of the Lord. Do you want to receive God as your personal Savior? Okay, repeat after me. Lord God, I come to you a sinner. Lord God, I come to you a sinner.
Was that the
The
beginning?
phrase dying of thirst isn't about needing water. It's about feeling spiritually empty, desperate for something greater. This lady helping these young men with the sinner's prayer, turning their life into Jesus. No longer running, no longer living a life of crime and revenge, but living for him. Releasing themselves of this horrible mentality and ready to live this life as a newly found person. And while people like DB were victim of not following through with this newly found mentality, people who did were able to find something greater.
All right now, remember this day, the start of a new life, your real life.
Here, right? We just went from Kendrick being this easily influenced little immature kid to him having this beautiful redemption at the end. So why continue? Well, I like to think of this song as a bowl of cereal because you have two ingredients. You have the cereal and you have the milk. Both in their own regards are perfectly fine separate, but when combined together, magic. So this side of the story is done, right? It's over? Well, kinda. I like to think that there's one final puzzle piece to make this album whole. This song begins right after with Kendrick expressing pride in who he finally is. This is really important because it sets the stage for the main message of the song, being real. But what does that actually mean? After Kendrick took that leap to being true to himself, he realized what's going on with so many other people. He points out how everyone loves material things. Fancy clothes, fast cars, money, and they believe that these things will make them happy.
But what love got to do with it when you don't love yourself?
No matter how much you love these material things,
I love him. That's what I love. Fuck. He's amazing, bro. He's just so amazing. Oh my God. I thought I wasn't recording, bitch. I was about to throw my computer. Never mind. This is like a $1,000 computer. I wouldn't, but still.
or other people, if you don't love and accept yourself, none of it really matters. So real isn't about what you have or what other people think of you. It's about knowing yourself and your own worth. Well, true, but there's so much more to it than just that. Throughout the album, we've been getting voicemails from Kendrick's parents. And at first, these voicemails are very sporadic.
Hey, where my motherfucking dominoes at? It's the second time I asked you to bring my dominoes.
Give me the damn phone.
I want your body, cause of that big old fat.
See, hell, he ain't even tripping off them dominoes no more. Just bring the car back.
Did somebody say domino?
Don't hang up. Damn, let me Kendrick, when you get this message, man, call me back.
But one thing is extremely clear. Kendrick's parents are flustered. His mom constantly asking for the van back. His dad high as hell the whole time. So they must not be important. Actually, these two characters might be the most important people. At some point after this whole ordeal, Kendrick's parents call him for a third time. Not calling, asking about the car or dominoes, but actually talking to him. His dad starts by apologizing for what happened to Dave.
Gang, I ain't tripping up from dominoes no more. Just call me. Sorry to hear what happened to your homeboy.
He tells him that what those people did to him, that's not being real. For him, being real is responsibility. It's taking care of your family. Real is God. His mom takes the phone and tells Kendrick that Top Dog, the music label, called asking if they could hear more from him, saying that they loved what they've been listening to so far, and if he actually put all of his energy into it, who knows where it can take him, ending the conversation with something that would push him forward to pursuing this rapping thing.
If I don't hear from you,
Yes, that's exactly what he did. That's why all of that, oh, he's a fake activist talk. He a fake this, he a fake that. What the fuck y'all want bro to do? He donates. He speaks through his art. He tries to give lessons to people through his words and speak up speak up against discrimination, police brutality, speak on issues like he has a song about colorism, all of these things. What else did you want bro to do? Huh?
you see it. And I love you, Kendrick.
Bringing awareness to things, very important issues.
Now everybody serenade the new faith of Kendrick Lamar.
This is everything.
Compton is the final chapter of Kendrick Lamar's Good Kid, M.A.A.d City, and it brings
Well, this is on the the regular album, the deluxe. We have Black Boy Fly and that song with Mary J. Blige.
We've seen in this album to this powerful conclusion. And when you listen to it, it sounds happy, kind of like a celebration. And in all honesty, that's exactly what it is. This album has been crazy. I hope you see why so many people are in love with it and can't stop obsessing over this man. But there's one
Yes, I
final
am in love with him. Okay. And the thing is that most of the time, it was nothing physical. It was like literally this man's brain, like just this is talent. I was like infatuated by it. You feel me? It was not the physical being where I was just like, oh my god, he's so cute. No, I was just like, Jesus, Jesus, you're feeding me, feeding my soul. Damn, fuck, that shit really just meant something to me. Feeding souls. Yeah, yeah.
to this story to finally
But he's
close this book shut.
inspirational.
So, taking place way in the future, Kendrick pursued rap, he signed that deal with Top Dog. We're finally seeing Kendrick at a moment of triumph. He made it, he's at the top, dropping song after song, win after win. The fame and the money keep stacking up. Life couldn't be going any better. And with fame, he can throw that whole past life behind him. Who cares about everyone else? He's the one who's up. Not a single thought has to go to Compton or that horrible life ever again. I'm gonna pause you right there. Even though Kendrick is at the top, he's never gonna forget where he came from. Kendrick loves the city and the people that are in it. He embraces it, not looking down on it, but holding it to a pedestal for making it who he is today. Giving back to the people of Compton just as he promised his mom. Showing homage to the city, its people, and its culture. The city is united as one. If the album is a story of Kendrick trying to find a way in the midst of chaos, Compton is that resolution where everything comes full circle. If you've been following this far, then you know that the story of Good Kid, M.A.A.d City is deeply rooted on the idea of change. Kendrick says that all kids in Compton are good kids, they just live in the M.A.A.d City.
Yes, products of your environment, products of your motherfucking environment, okay? You might end up a little bit more aggressive if you gotta be aggressive. You feel me? You might end up a little bit more, fuck you. You might end up a little bit more, independent and resistant to affection or love if that's not what you had. It is what it is. That's why I said it's so unfortunate that people gotta go through this kind of stuff. For real. Oh shit. My fault.
People, it becomes their norm. So by him telling this story of his introduction to this world, to then his everyday life, to his eventual victory, it shows people that they can change too.
Yeah.
We saw Kendrick at his worst in Compton, dealing with Sherane, the constant fear of walking outside, to that key moment changing everything for Kendrick, pushing him to achieve more. A story of personal change from an immature teenager to a seasoned adult. Parents focused on dominoes to passing down lessons on being a man.
And what's interesting is that in the Heart Part 3, he says something. He has a line where he's like, make a decision, ride the beat or ride in a hearse. And I was like, I mean, hey, that's what he had to do. It was one or the other. It won't either play around in the streets, end up in jail or dead, or choose a different lane, and he chose the correct way.
Witnessing Kendrick's group of friends go from troubled teenagers to converted Christians, change is at the key center of all of it, showing you that whatever situation you're going through in life, with change, you can overcome it too. So find your good kid in a mad city and overcome it.
Talk about it. He reached 100K. This was in a he listen. Hey Chalito, fuck. My brain be just dying. Can you make some more videos? I'm gonna need you to explain to Pimp a Butterfly. I need you to explain damn, you go into Miss Morale, do Section 80 shit. Do it all, okay? Because this was beautiful. All right. I never thought I would see this in like an animated light. And I loved it. I really enjoyed it. This was awesome. I really appreciate this. Um, and the amount of effort I know that video had to have taken. Kudos to you, bro. For real, that was dope. But yeah, this was beautiful. This album is beautiful on its own. Like it is one of those. It is like an album, a work of art where you can animate it because of how descriptive it is. You know what I'm saying? How concise the story is. Um, and it's a timeless album. I feel like that's what. How old is that album? 15? I don't know. I don't. I'm about to say 15 years old, but it might be, to be real with you. 15, 14 years old, and it is still. Listen, I could listen to them songs. His music is just, it just lives. It just lives. It's like, it's not like, oh, I'm listening to old Kendrick. It's literally like it feel like you can relate to it in the present day, no matter how old it was. Just an amazing freaking artist, bro. Like, you know. But anyways, if you made it this far, I really do appreciate you, because you really like, either you fuck with me or you fuck with bro that made the video. But either way, I'm gonna take it. But yeah, y'all tell me what you think. Yeah, y'all tell me if you think this is his best album. Because I know a lot of people do think that. And like, comment, subscribe, follow me on Instagram, and I will see y'all in the next one.